Time for your contractually obligated one great Slay the Spire run before Mario Party. Now, great doesn't necessarily mean win, okay? Because Ascension 20 is no joke. But 99 gold to get a turn 1 bludgeon. It's on site, bro. 99 gold to get a turn 1 Reaper. I saw someone say he doesn't respect max HP, but he loves Reaper. Can someone explain this? Science hasn't figured it out yet. But I think it's just because cards that give you a payoff if you play them in certain situations feel good. I don't know how to say it, basically. It's like Ritual Dagger, it just feels good when you hit the condition, even if it kills you. So I would rather get like a Ritual Dagger exhaust run that loses, but gets one huge Ritual Dagger, than have like a barricade. Oh, a little, oh, can I fit entrenched into this? I don't know if I, whatever, man. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Are you crazy? I just walked over here. Good evening, how are you? Why are you talking like Dracula? Good evening is it's a loaded expression. I'm being honest with you. I think the only person who says it is Dracula. Have you ever said good evening in real life? You know what's interesting about good evening now that I think about it? I think you could put it in a text or an email, but it's very difficult to say out loud. It plays much better in text than it does in real life. In England, we say good evening. Really? Like when you go to the pub? Maybe like, good evening, I'm seeking a table for 3. Yep. That's crazy. You know what we say in North America? It'll be like, the way that it goes is you'll walk in and they'll say, hey, what's up? And then you don't say what's up, you say what's up. And then they say, table for 3, and you say, yeah, no, I've got 2 more people coming later. And they go, all right, follow me. Like you literally just talk past each other and you know exactly what you're saying. You got to read between the lines. Yeah, no is a classic. Oh, here we go, Chiblee. Americans be like, what's up, bitch? Fuck you. Chiblee is in his Wayans Brothers White Chicks era, and I'm loving every minute of it. You know what's kind of crazy? Terry Crews was 36 when White Chicks came out. He's literally like, he was my age. He looks exactly the same now. Maybe I should do steroids. But I gotta do steroids in like 2 years. I'm gonna look like the Liver King or something. Terry, you lied to me. Maybe he is natty, man. Maybe he is natty. Anyway, we gotta get some progress here. Chiblee, it must be good daylight savings then, right? Am I correct? Yes, it's goated right now. I love that, man. I was worried that it was gonna steal some Chiblee time. It's 8 a.m. and we don't start for 42 minutes. Dude, that's beautiful. It's sick that you don't have to show up for like Lethal Company, which I don't even think you really want to play anymore. But if you do want to play it, you don't have to show up at 6:45 in the morning your time. I love Lethal. COD. Okay, I was just guessing. Give me another shrug, man. I still like it. Because I deliberately never got better at the game. Out of respect for the content. Yeah, now, I'm in Seoul for the first time. Got any tips? Eat lots of delicious food. For sure. Go to Daegu? There's really no reason to go to Daegu. I'll give you that one. If you're interested in contemporary history, you should go to the Korean War Museum. Great museum. I'm trying to think about what else. Already had lots of nice kimchi. I'm trying to think of what's popping in Seoul. What do I enjoy when I go to Korea? Cheap food, cheap alcohol, that kind of sucks, no disrespect. Insanely cheap taxis. Like, the public transit is great, but if you have to take a taxi, and you're used to taxis in like Canada, America, or Japan, you're going to be like, oh, this taxi's going to be like $40. Then we get to your destination, the dude's going to be like, that'll be $11, please. You're going to love your life. Things I don't like when I'm in Korea. Being at the front of the escalator that says for people with small children and strollers only, and then the doors open and 800 ajumas push past me to get on the elevator, even though I was the first person in line. And then waiting another 20 minutes for the elevator to show up because the building is 117 stories and everybody is going up 1 to 2 floors. Go ahead, upgrade it, man. What am I even doing here? Do you take a pommel strike? Worst Vancouver taxi experience? Every single time you're in a taxi, they're on the phone the entire time and driving like you told them to follow that car, and you think you're gonna die. They do be saying, hey, I'm driving here. That's every LA taxi ride. I think it's just built into the taxi experience. It's like, you get into the taxi knowing there's like a reasonable chance that you're gonna die. I don't know what it is about, even when I'm like not taking a taxi, but I'm just driving in Vancouver, it seems like they pick fights all the time. Like, they'll see a dude like about to pull out into traffic, so he's got like his nose just like nudged into the lane, and instead of slow down to like give him a little bit of space, they'll get like an inch away from him and then just lay on the horn. And you're like, there's no reason for this malarkey, man. Even yesterday, like, I was driving past the school where there was like a pickup happening, so it was convoluted. And there was basically like no space for 2 cars to go by in different directions. So I was driving, and then a taxi turned into the lane, and I was like, oh, that's no problem. He can just like drive up to almost where I am, and there's a little spot for him to pull over so I can get by, and then he can come through. And the dude just like hit the gas as hard as he could. So we were both like nose to nose with no possible way to get past one another. And I threw my hands up like this, basically being like, what do you want me to do? And then he was doing like a go around symbol with his hands, and I was like pointing to the side of his car, like, my car won't fit between your car and the other car. So then he started, I don't know what he was saying, but I'm sure it wasn't very nice. He threw it in reverse, like angry reverse, like, and then like pulled over to the side so I could get by. And I was like, listen, buddy, you drive for a living. Like, you should be better at it by now. No disrespect or whatever, but you chose this, not me. And then I mogged him. And I can only assume that he was in tears afterwards, if I had to guess. Spikes the blood pressure? You're not wrong. Unfortunately, you are not wrong. Don't draw feed. Thank you, thank you. Get hit? You are not going to die, you sack of junk. Can you guys hear that, by the way? Yes! Yeah, okay. It's gonna be one of those days. You know what? Give me a perfected strike. Whatever. Let's send it, man. It's only Tuesday, too? Yeah, I know, man. Kid getting sick on a Tuesday, you're like, maybe they'll be better tomorrow. The copest cope I've ever smoked. Yeah, I'm planning for the whole week to just be a wash at this point. I don't think about, well, I could easily end your life. Then you'll do quite a lot of damage to me. I could end your life and then take less damage. Obviously, you have more HP, though. That's okay. Dude, we have 96 HP. Daycare 24-hour fever rule ruined my week. I hear that. I understand, though. Because, like, when your kid is a little sick, you're like, fuck this rule, dude. She's fine. When I was a kid, you got sick, you took one day off maybe, and then you went back to school. But when your kid is not sick, and then some kid that's 20% sick comes to the school or the daycare, you're like, man, fuck your parents. Selfish ass motherfuckers. Getting us all sick just so they could go to work because they can't take infinite time off from their jobs. So it's really, it do be your own. And I'm on both sides of it. Jasper County. Okay, maybe this is not going to be your contractually obligated great run. I haven't figured it out yet. Oh, Legalac. There should be a sick daycare for sick children. You're cooking on that one. And then the people who work there should get paid $100 million a day. You know what? It's got to be done. Because they will also be sick all the time. You know what? Someone in chat said that's just normal daycare. Buddy, keep it on the down low. But you're not wrong. You kind of, you have a knowing glance with the other parents when you drop your kid off, you know? Or you're there at pickup, and your kid was healthy in the morning, but then at pickup, like the parent in front of you picks up their kid, and their kid is like, what's the curse? Let me think about this. Parasite? What do I care, man? Upgraded disarm. Worst daycare experience? Okay, I'll say it, but you can't judge me. Worst daycare experience? Both daycares that we were in, not at the same time, both of them were run by one person, essentially. It was like a family daycare, not like a facility, because getting into one of those is kind of like winning the lottery. Both of them deciding after like 6 months of being in the daycare that they didn't really want to be daycares anymore, and they're like, hey, is it okay if we take like a 4-month vacation in the middle of the year? And then like literally having no recourse because they already booked it, so you just say yeah, and then you begin the process of switching daycares, and they're like, what are you doing? And you're like, well, you know, what do you want us to do for 4 months? Well, you're out world traveling. Like, it's like, I get it. I wouldn't want to look after 7 strangers' kids every day either, but like, we got stuff to do. So that's a pretty bad one. Also the time that the daycare lady, I mean, this is not really fair, but like twisted her ankle on the weekend. So we got a text like 11 p.m. on Sunday that was like, no daycare tomorrow. And we were like, really, man? Really? It's like your #1 pick on your fantasy team getting injured or something like that. You're like, really? You got your thumb caught in a snowblower? Well, I got you starting against the Cowboys defense this week? Like you were supposed to put up 25 plus points for me. Get it twisted? I got CMC. I'm going Reaper Curse build, man. And of course I'm going Busted Crown. You already know the vibe. Dude not playing because his driveway's too icy. Dude, I love the Anthony Richardson It's not even a meme. It was like what happened in the game where he, as the quarterback of the Colts, he subbed himself out because he was tired. And everybody was like, what are you doing, man? And he was like, I was winded. So I called the backup quarterback to come in. You're like, I think I want my money back, man. I'm not sure. Like, if you're tired, you're tired. But at the same time, like, he's literally like 16 years old. No, they only get to the NFL after they finish college, right? So he's got to be at least 22. Hang on, it's popping. He is 22. Yeah, like I'm basically like LARPing. I'm not a football knower. But like, can't you just like run like 2 running plays in a row or something like that? I gotta think about this one. Do I want bites? Hell yeah, I want bites, dude. We got feed. We still got 67 HP. Can you tell me something, you motherfuckers? Is cultist headpiece considered good fucking face? It's neutral? Because something's not right. Because there's 2 good faces, a neutral, and 2 bad faces, but I only see the 2 bad faces and then 1 of the good faces. There's like 1 good face that never shows up. You ruined Perfected Strike? I know that's right. I was tired. Are you hearing this, man? I should chill. She's probably ulting. Yeah, Tomo's hiding out down here. I get it. I get it. Is Kate okay? It's 11:32 a.m. She's taken a shower, set up all the Christmas decorations, and now she's vacuuming. So I'm going to say the answer to that is definitely no. I can't even blame. I'd be in exactly... Like, when your kid is sick and the parenting time, like, triples because there's no school, all of a sudden you're like, hey, honey, we got lots of errands to run. Two months early? Yeah? What do you care? You worried Asmongold's gonna make fun of you? Was the Grink there? Christmas ads are already starting? You're dead ass the Grinch. What do you care about Christmas ads starting? At least it's some variety, bro. Because, like, what, you'd rather just have the same fucking DraftKings ad run 17 times every single commercial break? At least this way, you know, they're adding a little bit of seasonality to it. It's not even December? Who cares, man? I don't understand. I mean, like, I'm just asking you to articulate, like, why it's annoying for you. It's bad? F. See me after class. I'll entertain, like, any reasonable argument, but you gotta give me something to work with here, man. If you work retail and you have to listen to Christmas music, that's a different story. You have my sympathy, and you have my support. Because Christmas music, it should always be voluntary opt-in. If you're just, like, in your house, like, being a curmudgeon that, like, other people have, like, boughs of holly and fa-la-la-la-la up, well, then, I mean, you gotta answer to me. The Christmas Defender is logged on. The Advent calendar is 24 days long, not 54 days long? What does an Advent calendar have to do with like Mariah Carey. I don't understand, man. I don't live my life by the advent calendar. I live my life by the lunar calendar, I think. I don't know. Which one do we use? Gregorian? It's pissing me off too, because if I was running it like the opposite direction, like if I was like, Christmas is... People are really celebrating Christmas too early, man. Every single one of you motherfuckers would be like, oh, Boomer hates joy. Listen, bud, we're going through a crisis right now. Every little treat that we can have just helps us get through the day. Meanwhile, I'm out here saying Christmas cheer is a good thing, and all of a sudden people are like, fuck you, man. And they try to spin it as like some kind of blue collar, like, I hate Christmas because if you work at Old Navy, now instead of listening to Top 40 shit on repeat all day, you listen to Big Crosby shit all day. It's solidarity. It's morally defensible. What the fuck are you talking about, man? It's Old Navy. It sucks ass no matter what. That's why you go in and you be nice and you buy like 4 pairs of jeans for $21. That's what it's there for. Meanwhile, you motherfuckers turned one day of Halloween into an entire month of so-called spooky season. And if I say anything about it, all of a sudden, I'm a curmudgeon. But Christmas, a doubtless better holiday season. Any kind of encroachment on November, and people are like, what about the day where we eat turkey? What are you talking about, man? Just shut up and jingle your bells, man. It ain't that serious. Like, are you hearing this? Halloween's dog water? Listen, I wouldn't go that far. I did used to feel that way. After I had a child, I kind of understood the joy of Halloween a little bit more. Because seeing your kid in a costume, being happy is very cute. But I'm just asking you to be real, man. If anything, every holiday should like swallow the month that it's in. Because it makes the year like easier to follow. It's like when you watch a movie and it's just like Tuesday in the movie. You're like, what? There's no sense of place or anything. Or you're watching a movie and you see like Christmas lights on the houses or something like that. Or like in the first scene, they come out with like a silver platter with a cooked goose on it or something like that. And you're like, fuck yeah, it's the holidays, man. Or the fireworks go off and you're like, oh shit, I thought this was just gonna be like a nothing movie, but actually it takes place on the 4th of fucking July. Oh shit. It's a real ass movie, man. Fuck 4th of July. Good reference. Good reference for sure. Halloween is the best vibes. I mean, I've changed a lot in the last year. I'm willing to say previously, it's not coming back around. I've been a summer Andy. After this summer, I was ready to be, I was ready for fall. I really feel like October 31st, if it doesn't rain, might be like the best weather day on the planet. Maybe a best weather day associated with the holiday. Like Memorial Day / Queen Victoria Day in Canada. Like 3rd weekend of May. That's a pretty great weekend as well, weather-wise. But Halloween, because the first like month of fall, I'm kind of excited that it's chilly, man. So when I go outside and it's like a little brisk and I got to put a jacket on, I'm like, let's go. Now, a month later, I'm like, man, when is this shit ever going to end? And it never ends. It doesn't end until like the end of March or the start of April. But we're not going to finish this run in time, man. I got to get the lead out. Yes, that's the play. Remove this curse from my deck. Be gone. But look, dude, with the banter, we're still kicking it on the second floor here. That's kind of incredible. Are you shitting me, man? Are you shitting me? No means with which to kill this Andrew? You killed him by accident? Why would you do this? I had a feed in my hand. Can you return to runs in this game? You can, but I honestly think if you are like 80% of the way through a Slay the Spire run, and you have the intellectual wherewithal to return to it rather than just starting another run, you should work at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. You should not be wasting your time on Twitch TV. Society needs you. I'm a different kind of guy where, like, I don't care if I'm like on the final boss. I will save it and tell myself that, like, I'm gonna come back to this later. I come back to it the next day, abandon run, start over. I don't care. I don't care how close I was to greatness. I'm not looking at my deck and my relics again and trying to remember, like, what I'm hoping to show up. I'm just abandon run, 99 gold, obtain random rare card. Oh, it's brutality, abandon run. Enemies for your next 3 encounters have 1 HP. Oh, I can't get to an elite, abandon run. Enemies for your next 3 encounters have 1 HP. We don't want corruption. It's not a corruption build. I don't know what it is, but it's not a corruption build. To be honest with you, I think we're kind of token, man. I can get down with that. JRR Token is a fucking sick name. Clueless? He must have loved weed. As much as I respect Tolkien, by the way, can we just, like, call it like we see it and finally admit that it was probably easier to be a fantasy author in 1940 than it is now? What do you mean by that? I feel like now, because of Tolkien, people have, like, high expectations. Back in, like, 1940, you could just be like, the gray-bearded wizard put some smoke leaf into his pipe. And people were like, oh, fuck, dude. Fantasy weed? That's groundbreaking, man. It broke new ground. Yeah, because he invented it? That's what I'm saying, man. Like, inventing stuff is way easier than perfecting stuff. It's an old-fashioned NL bit. But, like, I really feel like it would have been sick to be alive in some ways in, like, the year, like, 1871. Because you could literally become a millionaire for, like, inventing a sandwich. And not even, like, a weird one. They'd be like, I put ham on the sandwich and then added mustard. People were like, oh, fuck, I've never thought of that before in my entire life. You should be the fucking governor of Illinois. You should be the president of the United States. How'd you come up with that one? I'm fucked, guys. I'm dead. Yep. No, nope. No, I'm alive. You ever see the story of the guy who invented Eggs Benedict? Can I tell you something in all sincerity? I don't believe that I have. Well, we're cooked, guys, but made it to the second floor. That's something. Let me see here, okay? Eggs Benedict. Wikipedia. No, not a recipe. I want to know the history of this food, man. Delmonico's in Lower Manhattan said it was invented in our ovens in 1860. In an interview recorded in Talk of the Town the year before his death, Lemuel Benedict, a retired Wall Street stockbroker, oh, that's right, didn't know this one. Dude was hungover and went to the hotel and was like, give me eggs, toast, and sauce. And they were like, what? And now it's like on every single brunch menu the world over. They were like, eggs and sauce? You madman. And oh my God, there's like 700 different kinds of eggs Benedict on Wikipedia. The hell are eggs Omar? Substitutes a small steak in place of Canadian bacon and replaces the hollandaise sauce with béarnaise. This is what I'm saying, man. We got like 1,000 people that are trying to one-up eggs Benedict. They're putting the entire economic might of their country to invent a better eggs Benedict. One hungover stockbroker just walked in and was like, guess what, buddy? Eggs and sauce. And now we all know his name, Lemuel Benedict. Well, not the best Slay the Spire performance today, but you know what? We're just getting through the day.